Hey everyone, Tim Gilliam with Teak Master here, and we're in beautiful sunny Pasadena, California, and we're about to get started refinishing a vintage Redwood garage door. And as you can see, it's in disrepair right now, but previously the homeowner has protected it the best that he could for the past 15-20 years, and obviously the previous owner as well. And the wood is in great condition, but the finish really isn't. You can see here from the top that where the sun doesn't hit as much, it's somewhat okay. You still have the finish intact. There's some color, and as you get progressively towards the bottom, it starts to weather and it looks horrible, and there's virtually no more finish on it. You can see here on the horizontal surfaces that it's weathered at a different rate than the verticals. That's typical because everything lands on the horizontal surfaces. It receives more UV than the verticals. And as you get progressively down to the bottom, it starts to get really bad, probably from the overhang. Here, the water hits the floor, bounces up here. You can see some green algae here on the brick. And it's just a lot for this garage door to endure. Okay guys, so I wanted to talk a little bit about why this door looks the way it does. And the most obvious reason is because it has not been serviced or maintenance, or any attention has been done to it for a really long time. So that's one. And then, you know, just here in Pasadena, we have a decent amount of rain here in the foothills. Last few years, a little bit drought conditions, but last year we had record rain. So go figure, you can't, there's no rhyme or reason with Mother Nature here. But we do have a lot of sun, and this gets some filtered, diffused morning sun that comes through the tree here, and then it gets some midday sun and then some afternoon sun. So it's in varying degrees, and that matters. It matters how much sun and how much weather the door will get. So also it has weathered because the wood expands and contracts microscopically, and you can see that. You come down here, you have these cracks, you have some cracks down here, and you know, with temperature change, we have a really cool morning today, and then it'll probably heat up to maybe 80 degrees. You have a decent amount of temperature change, and the wood will expand and contract, and what doesn't expand and contract is the finish. And there's a big misconception about varnish and film forming finishes just being absolutely bulletproof. Unfortunately, that is not the case. They need to be maintained, and maintenance needs to be followed up, so we keep this door intact. So all of these changes can be reversed, and you know, you're going to go ahead and see our technique on doing that. One more thing, I just wanted to touch on the subject of the varying rates of weather around someone's home. So we have another door here, a side gate, and you can see it's less weathered. You still have a decent amount of weathering here, but it's a lot less weathered. Why? Because it doesn't receive the same amount of sunlight. So if you've got doors all around your house, they are going to weather at varying rates, and that's an important thing to notice. And you can also take a look at this little cover here. It doesn't receive any sun, and it's in perfect condition. So again, the different areas around your home, you have doors all around, or even windows, things like that, maybe even decks, they are going to weather at varying rates depending on the amount of sun and rain and exposure and use that it gets. Okay guys, so the stripping of the wood is continuing. We've got a lot of it done here, and I think I spoke on it before, but we always speak on this when people call us about stripping doors that are 50, 60, 70 years old, or they have paint on it or some sort of opaque finish. You never know what you're going to unearth once you start stripping off a solid coating paint, things like that. And here is a prime example. We unearthed all of this putty or filler. I mean, in all honesty, it's this pink color. It looks like it is maybe Bondo or something. Only God knows. But we unearthed this stuff here, and you know, it's just something that we wanted to bring to your attention. It's something that we come across all the time. Okay guys, so it's day 2 and we have most of the garage door sanded down, and we just wanted to point out a few things again. Again, when you're stripping paint or multiple coat finishes or stains that are opaque or semi-opaque, you know, you never know what you're going to unearth. Just like we unearthed all this stuff here, this filler, there's some here, there's some here. And so, you know, just be careful when you're stripping things and spending all that time and all that money. You never know what you're going to unearth. Also, I just wanted to point out that we get in between these channels here in the corners. It's just slow and tedious work. This is why our costs are the way that they are, is because at least Teak Master, our process, we get into all of this stuff. If you come over here, you know, I know some people will talk shit and say that, oh, well, you don't have to get in there. No one's going to see it and the stain's going to cover it. Well, the stain wasn't going to cover deteriorating finishes. The finish was blistering and peeling. There's weathering at the bottom. So rather than compromise, that's not the Teak Master way. We'll go ahead and get in between here. We'll do a little extra work. That's why people hire us. And I'd recommend whoever you're contracting that they do the same, because there's only one way to do it, and that's the right way. So this is the way we do it. And I just also wanted to point out that look at this beautiful refinished redwood here, and then the areas that aren't sanded yet but that are stripped. So, you know, what a difference between this and this. And it's just detailed work. And the next step is staining, and we'll go ahead and show you how we do that. Hey guys, we are done with refinishing this vintage custom redwood garage door here in Pasadena, California. And I just wanted to recap what we did to refinish it. We started out by chemically stripping the coating that was failing, and then we sanded it. And sanding was the most important step because that gets everything down to beautiful, bare, smooth, raw wood. And then, as you guys saw, we got into the grooves and channels and corners and preserved all the attributes of the door, and that's obviously very important. Then after that, we cleaned the door to remove the dust from the grain, and then we stained it, and we used oil-based penetrating stains. We did 3 different samples for our client, and he zeroed in on the one that he liked. And that's what we do for all of our customers. We do samples. We have all of the samples on the truck, so your project manager will be able to zero in on exactly what you want in terms of samples and colors and things like that. So there's no guessing, there's no looking at computer screens or pieces of paper or running back and forth to the store. We have all of that stuff on the truck. So after he zeroed in on the color, obviously we stained it, and then we spray applied 3 layers of the satin clear coat, and in between the clear coat finishes we finish sanded, and so that way we get a beautiful, hard and smooth furniture grade type outcome for this garage door. And as you can see, it looks amazing. Our client's really happy, and we hope you guys like this video. And if you did, go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and follow us, because we're coming out with more videos just like this. And if you guys have any comments that you'd like to leave in the comments section regarding maybe your process, or wanting to see a different process, or if you had any questions about our process, go ahead and leave that in the comment section. Go ahead and respond as soon as we can. Go ahead and take a look at teakmaster.com. It's our website. It's chock full of wealth of information. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our video. Tim Gilliam with Teak Master. signing out.